This is what Korea's armistice created, the modern factories and pretty harbour of Goje Island. 60 years ago, this was where South Korea kept its prisoners of war, the human spoils of a vicious 3-year conflict. Nowadays, it's only museum exhibits which scare the local children, the recreations of a vast prison island that once held 170,000 captives, all of them North Korean and Chinese. But even the prisoners held here were divided, like Korea itself, along political lines, and the conflict inside the barbed wire fences was every bit as fierce.
As
soon as the sun set, that's when the witch hunt began and the bloodshed started. It became a battlefield. When dawn broke, there were bodies scattered everywhere. UN ambulances came in the morning to gather them up.
The camp here at Goje became the sticking point in Korea's long search for a truce. The communist forces wanted the POWs repatriated home. America and its allies wanted them to choose their own destination. For more than a year, armistice negotiators, military men from America, China and North Korea, tried to agree on what to do with their prisoners of war. While they debated, the fighting continued and the casualties rose. By the time the armistice was signed, more than 1 million people were thought to have died. The agreement they reached broke new ground, allowing prisoners of war to pick sides and changing the approach in future conflicts. 60 years on, men released from the communist camps on the other side of the peninsula are back in Seoul to be honoured for their past. Major Rowley recalls his extra year spent as a prisoner in the north while negotiations rumbled on. They knew the truce was real, he said, when the food rations increased.
They couldn't send us home with skin and bones. It wouldn't be good advertisement for communism. It would be a horrible thing. Here, what? They say communism's great, look at these men. So we did start getting better. And once the negotiations were successful and the armistice was signed, we really started seeing the food.
Not everyone shared the excitement. Inside Goje's Camp 85, former inmate Lee Hung-gun says the mood was glum. Having decided to switch sides, many North Korean prisoners didn't want a truce. We wanted to keep on fighting the communists in the north, he told me. We still do. Lucy Williamson, BBC News, Seoul.